Hi all, welcome back to this channel and our kayaking adventures. I hope you all are staying well and sane during these quarantine conditions. During the winter of 2018, my friend Zorantex and I had talked at length about kayaking the French Broad from the headwaters up through Asheville to the Woodfin Dam. Real life got in the way and we were unable to make this trip during the 2019 kayak season. Our original plan was to make it a camping trip, knocking out as many miles as we could during the day. But as we thought about it, we decided it might not be wise to make such an ambitious goal without being somewhat familiar with the 75 miles we wanted to tackle. We decided instead to paddle sections over the course of this paddle season. This is the first section of that journey. We put in at Champion Park River Access. Champion Park is 1.2 miles from mile 0 of the French Broad River and is the first public access to the river. The access is an unimproved launch from the riverbank. Parking is limited and the lot is paved. We placed a drop car at the takeout, which for this trip was the Island Ford River Access. There aren't too many places to take out between these two access points, and this 10-mile adventure is estimated at 4 hours. The water was very clear and shallow, which is what you would expect at the headwaters of a river. The current was fairly swift, so we were able to paddle at a decent pace. There were still no leaves on the trees. We weren't going to get much shade during this trip. Up ahead, we spotted some culverts. I decided to go check them out. I remember playing in one similar to this when I was a kid. I wanted to see if I could get my kayak to the other side, so I could turn the kayak around and float through it. It was difficult to get to the other end. The current was swift, and there was no room to dip my paddle. I almost reached the end, but my kayak bottomed out. I decided to abolish this adventure and get back on the river. This was a fun little distraction. While we paddled the river, we took note of the bridges that we went under. Our takeout was past the 5th bridge, and since this area was a bit unfamiliar, we didn't want to miss it. It is difficult to judge exactly where you are when there are no landmarks and you only have the riverbanks and bridges to guide you. We were still early on in this adventure, and we had a ways to go. As we paddled the river, something caught my eye. It was what appeared to be several bones along the riverbank. I quickly turned around and paddled against the current, searching for a good place to land my kayak so I could check it out. This cow had been here a long time. The bones were completely picked clean. One time I found an alligator leg on a kayak trip in Florida. After I cleaned it up, I reconstructed it the best I could. I have it sitting in a glass showcase on my bookcase in my office. I wasn't about to go through that with this cow, so we left it behind and got back on the river. Zorantex has a deer skull that we found on another river adventure. I need to finish up that video someday, and I should ask him if he ever did anything with that skull. If you've been counting, this is the 4th bridge we've gone under. Our adventure is almost starting to end. Paddling season hasn't really started yet, and with the stay-at-home order, the rivers aren't full with fishermen, kayakers, and drunk tubers. This does make the trips more peaceful and enjoyable. It's good to get out on the water with some good friends and just enjoy the day. I do enjoy the clear water that the headwater has to offer. It'll be interesting to take this trip again once the leaves cover the trees. We were on the water for about 2 hours and 45 minutes and covered about 10 miles of the French Broad River. We traveled at an average speed of 3.7 miles per hour. The current certainly helped us achieve those speeds. I'm certainly looking forward to the next leg of this adventure. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you made it to the very end. Join Team Kayak 7 Seas by subscribing to this channel. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Hope to see you out on the water someday.